Another evening with food on my knee, in the light of the flickering screen. Another night of what does it mean alone. I think I tried to just go on the same, hide my eyes and just try not to think of your face. And I fly to go back to our place alone.
How's it going, folks? Cuppa Tea TV here in the bowels of Dolan's. I'm delighted to say I'm here with Kieran and Emily of Driven Snow. How are we doing, folks?
Good, thank you very much.
Good, thanks for having us.
Absolute pleasure. Yeah, so we're in the Kasbah in Dolan's, and the Kasbah is the place where you had your first official gig as Driven Snow. Would that be correct?
It's true, yeah. It was about a year ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a year ago, and
Over a year and a half.
we were still working things out, I think, that's safe to say, and we were trying to figure out what kind of lineup we would play with. We play with 5-piece, 4-piece, 3-piece, we play with drums, we play not. And we played here, and we just played with piano player Jeff and the two of us, and we kind of ended up telling a lot of stories and stuff on the stage, and we just didn't know what it was going to be like. And then someone said, that's it, that's the thing,
Yeah.
like that's it, it's the stories and the songs, and it's stripped back. I think drums would be too much, and
And especially in venues like this, it works really well.
so then that kind of it was really
Jeff's still
important.
here.
Really
He's been here for a year.
It's kind of where it came from, though, isn't it? Like, it's cozy, you know,
This
writing
is-
songs at home, and it was during that whole pause that we all had as well. So I think, do you feel like you're carrying that onto the stage when you're performing?
Oh, totally. Well,
Yeah.
even onto the album and now onto the stage. Like, it's
Yeah.
funny because we do. It's funny how these things happen, and then afterwards you kind of realise it, like with themes of songs and things like that, and then how it all comes out in a like a piece of, like, or a collection of songs, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh, actually they're all gentle, they're all kind of stripped back. The themes are all about like certain things like sleep and you know tiredness and all that kind of stuff, but also just reflection as well, because it was a really weird time for everybody. So yeah, absolutely, it's very much kind of contributed to the format on stage and the way we perform and the venues that we perform in as well. Like, so it's working really well for us because we don't have the luxury of being able to get out on the road like full time or like as regularly as we'd like to as well, and in that way then to be able to ask people to come along with us like as a 5-piece and whatever. So it works perfectly that it's kind of stripped back and
Yeah,
we're able to pick up the self-contained, we're able to pick up and put it down when we need to, like, so it's great.
Yeah, and it's nice as well. I did full-time band for a long time, and there's a lot of joy in that, and it's an amazing thing. But there's also a bit of pressure, and this isn't like that. This is like we do a gig.
Yeah.
It's
I love it.
The only pressure we have is to try and find people to mind the kids.
Yeah.
That's the pressure.
it. So this is just for the joy, and there's less pressure on it. And not that other stuff we do isn't for the joy, but like this is just for that. This is just for an enjoyable evening, and telling stories and being. So we had a mild argument on stage last night. A mild argument because I didn't know that there was celebrities or some stuff going on.
Oh yeah. Kate
And,
Middleton and stuff.
and I didn't know, and I made a joke, and she was like, "You can't say that." And we had that. And we had,
So it's fairly like organic and
it's very,
Yeah.
it was fairly
Lovely.
unrehearsed, but
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's the most us I think we've ever been as a band.
Well, on stage ever for me, certainly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is lovely.
And just chatting with Podge there before we started this, do you ever have that moment like you were saying there on stage where you're being an instrumental and someone gets a thought? Do we turn off the immersion? Do we leave the oven on? Is there a moment like that where it's like that real on stage?
I actually think about whether I left immersion on all the rest of the time of my life. And the only time that I'm on stage, I'm just thinking about the next chord, the next note,
Yeah.
and actually that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy it, because a lot of times I've got my eyes closed and I'm making sure my harmony is right, and I'm in that little moment. And sometimes, like we played 10 gigs yesterday, we played 8 gigs, and every gig there's just been a moment where I've just been totally in it and lost, and
And I actually, even though I performed for years as a back vocalist, I never, like, there was very few times, I'm not saying I didn't have the best time and it was brilliant, but I think there's something about performing songs that you're invested in and that you've had a part in creating that I was never able to, you know, understand. And now, like Kieran was saying, like, you're completely in it and you're not thinking, like when I was doing BVs, I would be watching the audience, watching what's going on, watching the other performers, you know. But now I'm completely oblivious to everything else now, apart from the one or two times when there was like people eating crisps and stuff like that at a few gigs. But like, do you know what I mean? You do get distracted,
especially intimately.
You know, but it is a moment for us to step out of the domestic world that is like our lives now. You know what I mean? And to be able to just take a break from it, which is lovely. Like, it's a real luxury.
No, like, there was a couple of moments. We played last night in Cork, and there was a bit where we were singing. What songs is? And one of the songs, you know, the two of us are singing. We're used to singing, and Jeff sang a backing vocal that I wasn't really aware that he was doing, but I could hear it clearly. And then the three of us were just singing in harmony, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah, he's thrown in a few every now and then, and it really adds.
And I was like,
it's magic.
Yeah. And I'm going, so it's
improv. Yeah,
well, no, he would have worked it out, but I just don't always hear it, you know.
Yeah.
That's going at the front of
But
it.
he does improv, like he does, like he can. You can just say, would you add something to that there, and he just throw it in.
Because you know, when we sing together, we know what we're singing, and so if to have another musician with us, he's doing great work as well. And every now and again you're like, oh yeah, as almost like a listener.
It's lovely.
So,
and he fits in perfectly. It's very much, it's very.
And the album, first album, A Kind of Dreaming. What a great name for it.
Yeah.
That's kind of the feeling you're getting when you're listening to it. Like, you know?
Well, I was watching a poet on the TV, and he said that creating is a kind of dreaming. And for whatever reason, it just went, you know, I just hit something in my head, hit a bell, and I went, that's true, that's what it is. And then the album's themes are dreaming and sleep and waking and late night. And so I was like, that's what it is. And that kind of tied in then to the cover that we put on it. We were doing sort of late night lullaby kind of stuff for the kids, covering songs, singing to them. So we had done lots of covers, but all of them were sort of acoustic versions of the songs. So then when we did When You Sleep by My Buddy Valentine, we really took it somewhere different, took it into us totally. So, you know, it feels like it's our song, but it's not our song, you know what I mean? But like, it feels like it's our version of the song. And
we're really happy with the album. It's such a buzz, really, you know.
Oh, it is,
especially for me, like, you produce those.
Well, like, I'm lucky, right? That, you know, I've done a lot of albums, and like, that's a really lucky position to be in. But for this one, every time the bell comes up and I get a little notification that someone's bought it, it's like, I'm like, yes, you know? Like, I can be sitting at home doing something and it comes up with bing, and I go, score! You know? Whereas, like, you know, like before, like, it's going through the label or whatever, I don't see all those. You know, maybe there was more, and there was more probably being sold, but these feel like it's a little victory, and it's a little like someone's going to listen to this now, hopefully. So you do feel very connected to someone buying the album, or someone. I guess they people come up and go on, get an album, and I was like, perfect, you know, if you enjoy that now, and this one's really good, and you might like that one, and you know, you get a colouring book, and you know, so yeah, it's all that. So look, it's a lovely thing, and it's something for me that's different, because I've been playing music and have a certain ego with that, and certain expectations, and you move in a certain way, and this is a totally different way. I think if my previous, you know, with Del Rentos, if we play a gig and it's like this quiet, I'd probably be like, Jesus, what's wrong with it? But here I'm like, you know, you're listening in different ways. Yeah, it's different. So it's actually a really nice learning as well, and growing in a different direction, which is good.
It's fantastic. So anyone that wants to buy your album,
yes,
where can they get it?
It's on Bandcamp. So go to our Bandcamp and stick it into people and you'll find it.
You'll even maybe get a coloured page as well as your colouring book. So a little work of art just for you.
Yeah, one of our kids. We get them.
Or Kieran.
I did a couple actually.
Yeah.
But
it is nice to be able to send them out yourselves and stuff. So
yeah.
Bandcamp and
So buy the album Driven Snow on bandcamp. So Kieran will get a ping on his phone
Yeah.
and get a shot of positivity.
Dopamine. Yeah.
Dopamine, yeah.
Kieran and Emily, thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
Best of luck with everything. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Nice.
Go back to our place alone. Are you still mine? Do you think about me sometimes? I'm not doing fine. Are you? Another evening to drop tomorrow, and bright mornings curled up on the couch in the dark. I don't think I can do this no more. Are you still mine? Do you think about me sometimes? I'm not doing fine. Are you?